Mamie belle, la moustache et la capuchon. Casito patanilo, mira tacatiki tuleti. Casito patanilo, mira tacatiki tuleti. Casito patanilo, mira tacatiki tuleti. Casito patanilo, mira tacatiki tacatiki. Casito patanilo, mira tacatiki tuleti. Casito patanilo, mira tacatiki tuleti. Casito patanilo, mira tacatiki tuleti. Mamie belle, la moustache et la capuchon.
What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show. And today is going to be, I'm putting on my general manager's hat. I'm putting on my director of player personnel hat. And I'm going to actually give you guys my preliminary Redskins roster. And I'm actually going to do this in two shows. I'm going to do two parts to this show. I'm going to do the offense and then I'm going to do the defense. Now, just to get some of this knocked out the way, you get the 53-man roster. So starting off, I'm just going to get three of these players knocked out of the way. When it comes to our special team, our special team specialists, our kicker, our punter, and our long snapper, we're just going to go with the same guys we had last year. Dustin Hopkins, Tress Way, and Nick Sundberg. Those are going to be our three guys. Dustin Hopkins, our kicker. Tress Way, our punter. Nick Sundberg, our long snapper. That's just what it's going to be. So I'm going to get those three players out the way. Now, very first group I'm going to start with is our big boys up front. And that's the offensive line. So on the roster, I currently got as our starting five, of course, Trent Williams at left tackle. I know we aren't sure what is happening with him, if he's coming back, if he's not coming back. I think he's coming back. So again, our starting left tackle is going to be Trent Williams. Our starting left guard, I got Wes Martin, our rookie. So far, he looks like he's been doing pretty well in camp. He actually shows an aggression, which is something that I think will be good being played beside Trent, who's also very aggressive. And at the same time, it'll give Trent a chance to actually ease up and not have to focus on trying to help the guy who's playing beside him. At center, I got Chase Rouillet. He did very, very good for us last year. And I think he also played with us the year before where he stepped in and he actually filled a pretty good role. He's also a guy that can move to guard as well, but so far he looks really good at center. At the right guard, I got, of course, Brandon Sheriff. Again, ain't no need to talk. He's a Pro Bowler. He's going to be our guy. And at right tackle, I got Morgan Moses. Now, for our backups for them, I have Tyler Cantalina sitting up there backing up Trent Williams. We don't have, to me, I know some people are like, Jerron Christian, what about him? I didn't like him on the left side. I think he may be really uncomfortable with the left side. So I actually flipped him over to the right side. So Tyler Cantalina is going to be backing up Trent. And Jerron Christian Jr. is going to back up Morgan Moses on the right side. The backup for Wes Martin is going to be Tony Bergstrom. Again, he did pretty good when he came in and played for the Redskins. As when people started going down, especially when Brandon Sheriff went down, he came in and he actually started playing really well. So that's actually a good thing. I got Ross Pierschbacher as our center, as our backup center. Eventually, he may, depending on how things go, he may accidentally beat out Chase Rouillet. But again, this Ross Pierschbacher is also a guy who can play along the line. I mean, he can actually play all five positions. So he's actually valuable for us no matter where we place him at. But again, I got him being the backup center for right now. Backing up Brandon Sheriff, I got Zach Karen. Again, he's a guy who came in. He played for us a little bit. He didn't look too bad. But I think that he'll probably be comfortable on the right side. Now, I also got Casey Dunn as a backup lineman. He does play more center than anything else. But we need a guy who can still sit up there and anchor the line when it comes to anybody going down. Now, I also have us either re-signing Jonathan Cooper or bringing Ari Kwanjo back. Now, for the next grouping I got are the tight ends. Of course, we're just going to go with the three we had last year. Jordan Reed, Jeremy Sprinkle, and Vernon Davis. I would like for us to have upgraded the tight end position in free agency, but we didn't. So again, like I said, these are going to be our three guys, the same three guys we had last year. At running back, I got 3 running backs. I don't think we need a ton of running backs this year. The 3 guys I selected, I think, are going to be the guys that we need. And actually, I think that they're actually complements to each other as the season goes on. So, of course, I got Adrian Peterson as the number 1 for me. Darius Geis and Chris Thompson. I don't think that we need any other running backs but these 3. I think that, if something was to happen to Adrian Peterson, I think Geis could come in and start playing. Again, Chris Thompson can go back into that. He can go into that Darren Sproles type of role where he's basically a threat in the passing game. He may run here and there, but I mean, just having him being more of a threat in the passing game is way more of a need than sitting up there and trying to bring in a guy or trying to keep like a Samaje Perine or Byron Marshall or anybody like that. So those are my 3 running backs. Now, at wide receiver, a lot of y'all are not going to agree with some of these guys, but these are the guys that I got at wide receiver. Paul Richardson, Terry McLaurin, Kelvin Harmon, Trey Quinn, and Cam Sims. Now, I know some of y'all are sitting there saying, why not Josh Doctson? My thing is this. It's time to move on. It's definitely time to move on from this guy. We already didn't give him the extension. So there's no need to sit up here and try to figure out what you're going to get in basically what is going to be his unrestricted free agent year. I mean, I personally feel that he isn't going to be a top level wide receiver. I think you're going to get the exact same production you got out of him last year. And that's just personally me. But just for the sake of, doing something for those people who like Josh Doctson, even though I don't understand why, but just for the sake of some of y'all who do like him. Say he does have a breakout year. Say he does has 1,000 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns. Say he does have that type of production this year coming up. Do you really want to pay him $8 million a season? Like, really analyze what could be the repercussion of that. Do you really and honestly want to sign a guy for $8 million a year who had basically what could possibly be a Case Keenum type of year? The 1 year phenomenon, and then all of a sudden we sign him, and then all of a sudden he doesn't end up having the same production that he had before. Then on top of that, why keep this guy around when you see him in interviews, he doesn't act like he even wants to be here anymore. He feels that the Redskins did him wrong. I mean, this guy hasn't produced, and he's acting like the Redskins did him wrong. I mean, hell, Deshaun Jackson and Pierre Garçon didn't even act like that when they were kicked out of here, and they had production. This guy's acting like he had all this production, and the Redskins did him wrong. Not to sit up there and say that he actually did the Redskins wrong, but I don't see no reason in keeping this guy. I don't see no reason in keeping him around. I don't see no reason in trying to see what he's going to do for 1 year, because again, like I said, after this year, he's going to be an unrestricted free agent. And by some strange chance, he happens to have a breakout year. Guess what? You're not going to pay him $8 million a year. You're just not going to do it. If you did, it would be stupid. Because I personally, like I said, again, I don't think that he's going to have any type of change in production. I think he's going to be the same wide receiver we had the year before and the year before then. I don't think there's going to be any change. Next is my quarterbacks. Now, I only got 2 quarterbacks on this team. I know what happened last year where Alex Smith went out, and then next thing you know, Colt went out. And then for some reason, we got the genius idea to sign Mark Sanchez. and he lasted a game. Then we had Josh Johnson basically towards the end of the year. We only need 2 quarterbacks. And I'm going to say this. It's time to let Colt go. It's time to let him move on. It's time to get rid of him. I mean, he's been here a very long time, and he's shown us nothing. He's never been a quality quarterback the whole time he's been in the NFL, and he never will be one. He's never been a guy who's basically, when he's gotten his opportunities to actually show something, he's taken that bull by the horns and done what he was supposed to do. It's time to move on from Colt. Now, if Jay wants him to be a quarterback coach, then tell Colt, your years in the NFL is over. You're not that good of a quarterback. We like you as a coach, and bring him on as a coach. Other than that, you need to let him go as a quarterback, because again, he doesn't bring any value to the team. Oh, he knows the offense. So what? So what? He knows the offense. He hasn't done anything since he's been knowing this offense the whole time he's been here. He's been hurt more games, or he's come in at times, but every time he's come in, he's found a way to get injured somehow. And there's no need to keep the guy around if at the end of the day, it's not going to matter. You've already got your quarterback competition out there, and Colt isn't even involved. So that tells me, why even keep this guy around? Why waste your time? It's time to move on from Colt. So this is my offensive team. This is the offense when it comes to the 25-man roster on the offensive side. Yes, I got 12 offensive linemen, 3 running backs, 5 wide receivers, 3 tight ends, and 2 quarterbacks. Tell me what y'all think. Tell me if I'm wrong in thinking that we should go ahead and have more offensive linemen and let Josh Doctson go. Tell me if we need more running backs. I personally feel that the three that I listed off are quality running backs. Tell me if we should keep a 3rd quarterback, or should we just let Colt go and bring in another quarterback? You tell me. This is your man John Fortune, and this has been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.